Hello and welcome to another episode of One Man's Opinion, where I review professional theater on Broadway and across Connecticut. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. And today's episode, I cover Music Theater of Connecticut's first show of their 2021-22 season. It's Tenderly, the Rosemary Clooney musical, running through October 3rd, directed by MTC Artistic Director Kevin Connors and starring John Treacy, Egan, and Susan Haefner. Written by Janet Yates Vogt and Mark Friedman, Tenderly follows the life of acclaimed singer-actor Rosemary Clooney, played by Haefner, through the lens of her time spent committed in psychiatric care after a mental breakdown during a performance in Reno, Nevada. Inspired by true events, she actually did have a mental breakdown in Reno during a performance. Set mostly in the office of her psychiatrist, Victor Monk, played by Treacy Egan, who also plays every other role on the show, we watch as she talks and dramatizes her life from her start with her sister Betty as the Clooney sisters to her decision to pursue a solo career, collaborations with Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra, her tumultuous marriage with actor Jose Ferrer, and her addiction to prescription pills and her friendship with Bobby Kennedy. This is not the first time I've seen Haefner in Tenderly. She performed the piece multiple times across the country, and I happened to see her at Playhouse on Park in West Hartford in January 2020, that time with the late Samuel Lloyd Jr. as her psychiatrist, who died only 3 months later from complications from lung cancer. By this point, Haefner has become very comfortable in Clooney's shoes, and she performs her songs with virtuosic precision. It's wonderful. She's able to deftly switch from drug-out, raspy-voiced Clooney of the 1960s to the delicate and clean intonations of Clooney in her prime, performing songs like Hey There, It's Only a Paper Moon, Come On to My House, and Mambo Italiano. It seems like she's only getting better in the role, which is great. Now, unfortunately, with the passing of Samuel Lloyd Jr., there is a bit of a starting over with Haefner working with Treacy Egan, and it shows. I'll give him credit in that playing a dozen different roles in a two-person play is difficult. There are roles you're naturally going to connect to and portray better than others, but he is a mixed bag depending on whom he is portraying. Interestingly, I found him more enjoyable as Vera Ellen performing Sisters from White Christmas with Haefner and her mother, Marie Frances, than most of the other roles. His Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra are okay, not great, but his weaker roles are as Jose Ferrer and dancer Dante Di Paolo, whom Clooney married in 1997. As for Victor the psychiatrist, the role he spends the most time in, he's okay. His actions are there, but the beats are rather surface level. I would like to see him go deeper in his character's motivations and in his relationship with Clooney. There's nothing really wrong with it, but it could have been elevated a little more. Now, if you've never been to MTC, it's a small stage, the second smallest professional stage in the state of Connecticut, next to Thronestone and Ridgefield, as far as I know. And Connors, along with scenic design Lindsay, Fuori, do a good job of making the play fit in the space that they have. Unlike Playhouse and Park, where they have the room to create more definitive locations, MTC chooses to have the play entirely centered around Victor's office, with a small performance stage that thrusts forward to give kind of an intimate cabaret atmosphere. Diane Vanderkroef's costume designs for Haefner are wonderful. I think they look great. From her casual wear that in the hospital to some of the nicer dresses that she wears. They're never too gaudy, though there is the easy temptation to do so. Now, she gives Haefner simple elegance for a celebrity, particularly one who is in hospital. Now, Treacy Egan's suit feels a little too contemporary versus being something from the 1960s. Also, there's a line in the show how he needs a new suit, and I would have liked to see the one that he was wearing appear a little more threadbare. But otherwise, Tenderly is a good show, and is held on the strong and capable shoulders of Haefner. She is worth going to MC to see, and is fantastic. And that's all I got to say about Tenderly, the Rosemary Clooney musical at Music Theater of Connecticut. So yeah, that's one man's opinion. leave yours in the comments below. Information on cast, crew, and a link to purchase tickets will be below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time with my review of Playhouse on Park's production of Two Jews Walk into a War. So thank you for joining me here, and I will see you at the theater.